Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. How you all doing? I am out for a dander again here in the morns. So in the Slieve Muck video, you seen that I was saying that the snow should be coming through hopefully soon, and it was starting to get really cold. Well, it did. It came that night and it snowed for the week, and it was beautiful up here. The only day that I had free was Saturday to come out and enjoy the snow and go for a bit of a dander. And the plan was to go up Slieve Burna again in the snow because it's quite steep. Well, it's Saturday and there's no snow. Yesterday, beautiful. Everywhere was white, everywhere was frozen. There was people out with their axes climbing up the slabs of Burna, which I don't think were quite in condition yet, but out doing it. I had all my gear out. I packed my crampons, my ice axe, all my thermals, ready for it. And I drove down the road this morning and the car read 9 degrees. And there's nothing at all. But still out for a dander. Not one of the Irish 100s today. Well, it is at Slieve Burna, but I've already done that. But the views you'll get today are the views that you should have got on episode 1. So I thought today I would share with you what goes into the planning of an Irish 100 day and what goes into planning a day out in the mountains, and hopefully it'll give you some help and inspiration if you're planning an adventure very soon. So the first thing that I do is I have a look at my diary and have a look at my wife's diary and see what's going on that week, see what days I've got available, and hopefully pick out 2 or 3. And I'll then message around my mates and see if anybody wants to come out for a dander. Hopefully somebody does, and then we start looking at the weather forecast and see what's going on for them days, see which days giving us the best weather for the mountain that we want to go and tackle. There's a few places that I go to look for my weather forecast. One of them being Mountain Dash Forecast. It's really good, the information that it gives you, from how much snow is falling to your freezing points and your temperatures with wind chill and stuff. And you can search specific mountains, not just the whole range, which is nice. And then I like to go onto the Met Office and see what they're saying. See if the two match up or pretty similar. So it builds up a greater picture rather than one person's or an algorithm's perception of what the weather's going to be doing. But at the end of the day, it is just a forecast. There's so many times I've been out here and it doesn't do what it says to do. Like today is supposed to be -10 with the wind chill. I'm thinking about taking this off and stripping down to my t-shirt at the minute. It is that warm. It was supposed to be snowing at 9 o'clock this morning. There's no snow about. So yeah, do take it with a pinch of salt and make your own decision. But it should give you a rough idea of what's going on the mountains. And because I'm doing the Irish 100, I've got the book The Irish Peaks from Mountaineering Ireland, and I'm going to have a good flick through that and get all my information about the mountain that I want to climb from there. So looking at the weather, if the winds and rain is coming in from a westerly direction, I'm going to head to the east side of the country, down the Mournes or Wicklow, somewhere like that, and vice versa. The winds and weather are coming in from the east, I'll head out west, Donegal, down to Galway, out that direction, or just to the other side of the mountain range and hope that you miss the worst of the weather and you're sheltered by the mountains, if that makes sense. So I flicked through the Irish 100 book and I've picked out the mountains that I want to do, read everything about it, got loads of information. I'm starting to build up this picture in my mind of what I'm going to see along the way, what information I can share with you guys, and then I'll have a look at my map. So in the Irish Peaks book, It gives you the routes and timings, where to park, where to start. It gives you everything. But I like to plot the journey on my own map on a 1 to 25. And again, it's building up a bigger picture. What rivers am I going to cross? Is there walls along the way? Am I going to go down through valleys, turn-offs, all that kind of stuff? So I know exactly what to expect. I use my compass and measure everything out, so I do my own timings, my own pacing. Because with recording everything, it does take a wee bit longer. You walk at a much slower pace. These are the views that you should have seen on that video. Before I even started doing this Irish 100 series, I did a few like wild camping videos and hiking videos. And there's a video, if you haven't seen it, camping in winter with like, it was like -11 and my boots froze. But this is the wee spot here that we camped just in between the two tours of Burna. So if you want to go back and watch the older stuff, I'd recommend that one. It was absolutely freezing and really good to test what we were capable of. The night before I go, I'm going to pack all my bags, all my gear, sort my food out, how long I'm out for, enough food to get me through, clothing and extra layers, again dependent on the weather. The waterproofs always go in no matter what. Here in Ireland you don't know if it's going to rain from one minute to the next. So the bags are packed the night before. I set my alarm. I'm up, I get my breakfast, nice big warm porridge and a cup of coffee. And while I'm drinking the coffee and sitting at the table, I'm going to flick through the weather one more time to get an up-to-date forecast of that day, because sometimes it changes overnight. So I'll get an up-to-date forecast. I'll go through the route. I know exactly what I'm doing. And then it's time to get out and enjoy it. Hopefully them tips helped you if you're thinking of planning a day out in the mountains. Just remember, check the weather, multiple sources, and have a look at a map, plan a route, how long it's going to take. Share it with somebody, let somebody know where you're going, and most of all, enjoy being out in the mountains. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you in the next one. Would be even better if there's snow on the ground.